Antonio says Jimmy's a horrible quarterback, but it seems like the coaches didn't prepare him for this game. Oh, let's not let Jimmy off the hook. Let's not let Jimmy off the hook at all. I saw people being like, oh, it looked like Jimmy Garoppolo didn't prepare. That looked like Jimmy Garoppolo didn't practice this offseason. That's what Jimmy Garoppolo looks like all the time. Can we talk about Jimmy Garoppolo for a minute? I just want to set the scene, all right? Last week, the 49ers franchise quarterback got gruesomely injured, out for the year. And the mood around the team was surprisingly upbeat. I mean, this is the guy that the whole organization, front office, coaching staff decided they needed to take him over the top because Jimmy's not good enough. And the locker room resisted for a long time. They were like, no, Jimmy's great. You know what you're talking about. We don't need a new quarterback. And so after the game, there's a lot of these whispers like, you know what, it's tough for Trey, but team just got better. Super Bowl odds increased. Like, people forgot who Jimmy Garoppolo was. Like, he's a backup for 2 seconds. All of a sudden, we romanticize him and he's good. So this game was for all the people that were clamoring for Jimmy Garoppolo to get a 7th chance. This game was for all of his teammates that didn't really want Trey Lance on the team. This is for all the people who needed another example of why Jimmy Garoppolo isn't good enough. I mean, let's start with the physical stuff. In the pocket, he's like 31 years old. His footwork is horrible. He looks like he's standing on hot coals in the pocket. He never sets his feet. And then when it's time to throw a pass, he throws everything off his back foot and never transfers his weight. So he throws sinkers. He throws changeups. Can't throw a fastball. All of his passes sink and die. And that's not even the worst part about him. The worst part about him is his decision making. Despite all the bad throws and the bad, the bad footwork and the no velocity and the no downfield stuff, it's like he's going to win this game if he just doesn't commit a bunch of turnovers, but he will. The fumble was fluky. It could happen. The safety was a joke, and it was actually the best thing that could have happened on that play, because if he didn't step out of bounds, he would have thrown a pick 6. But the interception at the end was the worst, because that's classic Jimmy. You're watching that game, you're thinking, 2 things. Russell Wilson's going to make a play, and he's not going to make a big mistake. He's not going to make a big mistake, and he's going to make some big plays at the end. Jimmy's the opposite. He's going to make huge mistakes at the end, and he's not going to make a big play. He had an opportunity for a big play to throw to Debo down the left side, underthrew it. Should have been a touchdown. Had Debo one-on-one against the linebacker, just underthrew it. But the interception at the end, he forces the ball over the middle into double coverage for like the millionth time in his career, and is surprised when there's an interception. So what did we learn? That Jimmy Garoppolo is exactly who we thought he was. That guy we saw tonight is the real Jimmy Garoppolo. He didn't play that way because he missed training camp. He played that way because he's not good. And the book on the Niners offense is out. Really, since 2019, the Niners have been propping him up with smoke and mirrors. In 2019, he wasn't good, but the Niners had this running game that no one could stop. Raheem Mostert, unstoppable. Debo, unstoppable until the very end. Now, the 49ers run game, their offense gets shut down. I mean, Broncos did a good job against their offense. Bears did a good job. Packers last year, Rams at the end. And there's nothing more the Niners can do to prop up Jimmy Garoppolo. Kyle Shanahan has tried every trick in the book. There's only so many screens and slants you can call in a game for Jimmy Garoppolo. I know Jimmy wants freedom. He hasn't earned freedom. Kyle is 100% correct about him. He's not good. He's a backup quarterback that Kyle made look like a starter for years, which is a testament to Kyle Shanahan. So all those players forget the fans that wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. I understand fans are emotional. The players who resisted Trey Lance and wanted Jimmy Garoppolo, even though you've seen him, it just shows you guys don't know what you're looking at. Just because you can play tight end or right tackle or middle linebacker or running back or wide receiver doesn't mean that you can evaluate quarterbacks. So in the future, this team that's never won a championship, maybe they should just go with the program as opposed to having so many opinions. You notice how many players in this team talk like they're head coaches / general managers? Like it's their team. Your job is to play your position, not to have an opinion about a different position. So I feel like people had like an epiphany on Jimmy Garoppolo today. Like, oh my God, Jimmy's not good enough. Is this a different quarterback than the one we saw in Tennessee last year? Is this different than the guy in Tennessee? The guy that John Lynch tweeted, don't let him back on the plane. Or he liked the tweet. That was the guy today. He might have been worse in Tennessee. I think it's too bad that it took another one of these for everyone to finally be like, Yeah, okay. Trey Lance should have been playing. He should have been playing last year. I'm not saying Trey Lance is gonna be a Super Bowl winning quarterback, but he represented hope for this team. He represented a real path to getting over the hump and winning a Super Bowl. Now you got Jimmy out here. There's no hope. There's no path. This is just Jimmy being Jimmy. So at this point, I'm almost feeling like, you know what? Play Brock. Play Brock Purdy. Could he be worse? Would Brock Purdy have ran out the back of the end zone? Can Brock Purdy not push the ball down the field? He can run. He can move better than Jimmy. This is what I've been saying with Jimmy. Like, who cares how good Jimmy Garoppolo is? All you need to know about Jimmy Garoppolo is that he's not good enough and he's not improving. So get him out of there. That makes him a backup quarterback. Any quarterback with any promise or potential should be playing instead of him. And forget Brock Purdy. Is there another quarterback the Niners could trade for? There's got to be someone available who's younger and more gifted than Jimmy. Sam Darnold? Anyone? Stock down, Jimmy Garoppolo.